Hey everybody! Happy Saturday, or Catterday as I call it in my house, because my house is full of cats. Today we're going to be doing some wild crafting. Um, that's live crafting with no plan whatsoever other than I've picked a set. We're going to be using Love Cats today, and we're going to be making some Valentine's cards. So I also grabbed my packs of country gingham paper. This is super cute, and I will show you everything that's inside in just a minute. So now I have a little bit of glare, that's because I've got a really bright patio window right over there. All right, and the other one we're going to be using is Country Floral Lane. I'll hold that up so you can see. It's got some really nice hearts, some ginghams. It's going to be very country, but very free-flowing, and then these silly little cats that are doing all kinds of acrobatics. All right, so if you're joining me live, give me a hashtag live. If you're joining the replay, give me a hashtag replay. If you are live on Facebook, there's going to be a little red live button right there. And if it's not there, there's a replay. All right, so the other thing about Facebook, if you want to chat with me, and I love to chat, you're going to need to go to the restream.io/FB for Facebook and just register your account there, and that way I can see who I'm talking to and you can see who you're talking to. So it works out good for everybody. And if you just want to hang out in the background and lurk, that's fine too. So I'm going to get started here. So like I said, we're using Love Cats. You can see the paper better now, so I'm going to put this down here for you. This is the Country Gingham, and this is in our January to April mini catalog. And on one side, we've got the Petal Pink and the Sweet Sorbet, tiny little ginghams. And on the other side is Mint and Balmy Blue. So you get your choice. You can use, I'm going to be using this side for our Valentine's. And then Country Floral Lane brings in some hearts, these little floral hearts. And this is actually 12 by 12. I do a paper share with my team members, and so I now have 6 by 12s to work with because we share it with everybody. I've got a little floral here, some bicycles. These are super cute, and I want to work with this page for sure. Some more florals, heart flowers, and then the blue heart flowers. On the other side, we've got small little wallpaper prints in stripes and hearts. So, lots of cuteness. I did pre-cut some card backs in basic white, and also what did I use? So we've got some, basic white, our macaroon, or macaron, whichever way you pronounce it, it's right either way. Petal Pink, Sweet Sorbet, Balmy Blue, and our Mossy Meadow. So maybe we won't make all Valentine's cards. Maybe we won't use all of these. I don't know, but they're here for however much inspiration we have with the set. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold these. And remember, if you haven't been with me for a while, I'll give you a few reminders, and maybe you're new and you just learn about stuff. But when you fold a card, always kind of take your finger and see which side is longer. That one you want to make the front, because when somebody puts their finger there to open it, it just makes it so much easier for them. And if you want to see what I mean, flip it over and then try to open it with the short side in the front. Not so easy. So that's just a little tip that I like to pay attention to. And I always, when I'm going through and folding these, flip them so that the long side is to the front. Of course, I do some double checks as I'm making the cards too, so that's not the last time you see me do that. So give me a little heads up in the comments. What is your weather doing today? We had this freak little snowstorm this morning. The craziest thing. We didn't have any weather predicted for like days, and all of a sudden it's snowing, and it piled up about 1.5 inches, and just now the sky is lightening up and the temperature's going up. So snow will be gone momentarily. But for just a minute, we had some unexpected snow, and we really need it up on our mountains because it's pretty bare up there, and we don't want fire season starting like next month. All right, got the white ones, got that all prepped out. I don't know what we're going to cut the paper with this right yet, but I want to get to stamping some of these kitties. So let's put them on stamp block. Do some playing. Now this one looks like it's sitting on a shelf, and in my head I have a strip of decorative paper underneath that, and we're like gonna fussy cut this out so it kind of looks like it's sitting on the windowsill. Like I said, that's in my head. We'll see how well that works out. And I'm just going to put the rest of these on some stamp blocks while I have them out. And I think this one will fit on C block. D block for that guy. Just get these out of the way, and then our sentiments. So we've got I love hanging out with you. This is a very punny set, you guys. And the other one is Hi There Valentine. And I do this sometimes. I have one on each side because we can do that. But let's maybe change these down on this smaller block. And there, that way we can kind of see where we're putting it. All right, I can put this aside for a minute. And this is just some basic white cardstock here. I'll get the mouse out of the way. I think I'm ready to start. All right, so I'm using my Memento black ink right now. If you have any archival black ink, I wouldn't use StazOn necessarily. I don't think that this project calls for something with that much oomph because it's not going to get wet. Memento's good. All right, so where did our sitting kitty go? This is the first time I've used these stamps, so I'm going to stamp off a few of them on my pad here to condition the rubber, and you can see how that's a little skippy. It's not saturating yet, but it will. Okay, there we're getting some of the fur details into our ink. Pretty kitty. All right, I think we're good to go now. So I didn't cut this down because I want to be able to kind of freeform it where I want it. So I'm gonna stamp it a little close to this bottom edge because we're going to be fussy cutting that off of there. And once Katie gets here, she's my fussy cutting queen. You're gonna love this project. Awesome. I'm gonna do a couple of those. I don't know how wide I'm gonna go, so I think I'll flip this over and I'll do the other one on this end. Like I said, this is just something that's in my head. We'll see how it turns out. Sometimes when I get a stamp set, I already have what I'm gonna, as soon as I see it, I have its project in my head. It's like, just pops in there fully formed. And other times I have to play with it for a while. And the lives that I've done for the last couple of years are pretty much me with a plan, showing you what to do, you know, kind of step by step. It's like, here's how to make this card. Some of you know I had a bit of a life change last year. And so I had a lot of time to think while I wasn't doing lives, and I was doing a lot of other things to get my own self back together and back into my new normal, which I know is such a buzzword for the last few years. And one of the things that I was thinking about is that, you know, I always have shown you guys how to make a specific project, but I would rather show you me crafting without a clue, without a plan, because that's how you're going to be sitting down and crafting a lot of the time. And so you need to see how that works. And I want to help build your confidence. I have a lot of people that tell me, it's like, I can't do this because I'm just not confident with my supplies. And it's like, watch me have no clue. And I'm live, you know? So if I can do this live, you can do it in the comfort of your own house with absolutely no expectations on yourself, and it'll be okay. I believe in you. All right, so I'm gonna cut out our kitties a little bit. I know ish how tall I want them, so I'm just gonna kind of cut them in half for now. Yeah. Okay. And then our cards are 4 1/4, so I will trim those so that I've kind of gotten 4 inches on each side of them. And I think I want it to be closer to. And if what I'm rambling doesn't make sense to you, that's okay, because you know I ramble and I talk to myself and I think things through as I'm figuring them out in my head. And it'll all make sense later when the card comes together. All right, so what I've done here is just trimmed the edges to 4 inches because that's how wide our card is. And I put the kitty that over, so it looks like it's gonna look like it's been sleeping on the ledge, and all of a sudden, you know, it sees you as you're opening the card, and it's like one eye going, "Hey there, what are you doing?" Okay, that's the look I'm going for. Do the same thing with this one, so we'll cut it down to 4. All right, so here's where the fussy cutting is going to come in play. Let me grab my little paper snips. We've got a little bit of a guideline here on each side. Let me hold that up so you can see. There's a little bit of a line there, so we're going to follow that and just straighten it up. And if you think you need to, you can extend this line with a pencil. Just make sure you cut it off when you're done. I'm just kind of gonna eyeball it because I'm not that picky about how straight that is right there. All right, and then I'll just fussy cut around my kitty. I do love these little paper snips for fussy cutting because you can get into corners and around some pretty tight areas with some good control. So if you've been considering them, they're worth the investment. I think they're like $11 or $12 now, which in the scheme of things is not much for some really good little scissors. But if you've got little scissors, that's fine too. I really like that there's not a whole lot to cut out, but I think it's going to have a really dynamic look once I get it done. Yeah, that's the part. All right, so let's pick a paper. I don't think the bicycles are right for that one. They kind of see the hanging kitty with the bicycles. Maybe we'll just use okay, this one's got those little hearts floating up, and I am going to color those in, so let's use the red with that. And I'm not going to need it to be a full 5¼ inches because I've already got part of that here. What are we gonna do? Hello there, Sherry. How are you doing? Hold on a second and let me make my little chat place wider. Oh, and it looks like, is that Beth? It just says Facebook user. I don't think you've been to the Restream site yet. But hello. I guess I'm not sitting here talking to myself, you guys. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, and it's gonna look like the kitty is like sitting on the shelf of hearts. All right, so I'm going to tack that together, and then we'll figure out how much of this we need to cut off up there too. Give the tail just a little dot so it all stays together. And if you want to, you don't have to glue the kitty's tail down. It does look kind of cool, just like floating up like that. So does that paw. So I think I'm going to leave those like that and just let that glue dry behind it, because I kind of like the way that looks. I'm sorry today is a struggle, Sherry. I'm glad that things are good though, despite that. You got this weirdo little snowstorm that we got over here this morning. All right, so I just cut the top of that off so that our whole panel is 5 1/4. So when we grab our card base, and what color do we want to use? Let's use one of the petal pink bases. When we put this on our card base, we've got our little 1/8 inch border frame around it. All right, so we're going to fill in the hearts with our sweet sorbet, and then I brought some masks, and I'm looking around my area because I'm really condensed, and so things are, well, those of you that have actually live crafted with me know what my space looks like right now. But if you haven't, I usually have like this 4 by 5 area to spread out on, so I tend to keep everything all organized and flat so that I can see it. And when I craft for lives, everything is piled together. And I just try to keep track of in my mind how far down the layer what I'm going to need next just got. We're going to use, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of plan. I just brought some supplies with me, you guys. So I have these Artistic Mix decorative masks. I thought those would be fun to play with. We haven't done blending brushes for a while, so I have those over here too. This one, I kind of want to do like a little mask with some color there, and then stamp one of our sentiments in it. These are the pieces that came out of the masks, and they can actually work as masks too. So we could, this is how I think through things. We could put that there and then blending brush out from the edges and have that little bit of like feathering. I don't know. Anybody have some thoughts on that? I think I like the curvy one better with this. Do we want to blend our sweet sorbet out or in? And then for our sentiment on this one, I think we'll just do the Valentine. Hi there, Valentine. Because it kind of looks like he's just waking up. Oh, hi there, Valentine. Yes, I make up stories for stamped images. And that's okay. We all have our own brand of weird, right? That's mine. All right. I think we'll do that one. So I'm going to use some of our blue painter's tape and tape this little mask down so it doesn't go anywhere. We don't want it shifting. We've done a lot of work so far. Don't want it to go anywhere before we get it finished. I'm going to pull this out just enough that I can catch the edge of it though. Oh, it's still snowing there. Wow. Ours stopped. We finally got warm enough that ours is not sticking. And it's starting to compact and melt. You like the idea of swiping out. I just now saw that. And all right, let's do that. We can change this mask out really quick. And let's play with swiping out. And the way it kind of looks like a thought bubble too. I like that. All right, catch the edge of that. And I'm going to hold this in place, and we'll just be really careful. All right. And our sweet sorbet ink. This stamp pad should be really juicy, so we're gonna do a little practice swishy over there. Yeah, that's gonna be so cute. All right. So I'm starting on the plastic so that I don't have any like really heavy brush lines going out. At least that's my hope. Oh, well, I just paused on that, so we have them anyway. That's okay. We're gonna work with it. Because I always tell you, when you make a mistake, keep going. It's gonna be beautiful when you're done. And you guys get to see me mess up and fix it. So. All right, I'm gonna take that tape off because I don't want it making a line right there. Actually, I kind of like, it looks like cotton candy swirly clouds. I like it. All right, so now we're gonna peel that off of there. And that just cleans up with either, you can either rub it on the Stampin' Scrub and it'll come clean, or you can run just a little bit of water over it and then dry it with a paper towel. All right. So that leaves us a spot now for our sentiment, and I'm going to do that in Memento as well. Stamp a couple of those, make sure. Good. All right. And then I've got my little markers. This is my sweet sorbet. Everything I brought is sweet sorbet or black. So I'm going to use the brush and color in this open heart here. Gives it a little continuity, and you know, because we've got the white hearts on the sorbet here, and then we've got the sorbet heart on the white there. Oh, and you know something else that would be cute? Did I bring that ribbon over? Ah, I did. All right, there's Real Red and Burlap Ribbon combo pack. And this is a narrower Real Red than what we had for holiday last year. Remember that one was, that was a really good ribbon, but it was about half again as big as this. So this is narrow, and I think I can get it tucked up. Ah, I touched the tail where I had the glue on it. Let's see if I can get it back up. Come on, kitty. All right, there we go. That kind of gives the place where the kitty's laying down just a little more perspective. Kind of looks like more of an edge to the table. What do you think? I'm going to pull that over a little bit so I don't have quite so much overlap underneath the edge of my card. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna flip this over and need my Stampin' Seal. There it is. Okay. Glue doesn't play really well with ribbon. If we were to use the glue on the ribbon, we could get it to stick. But it'd be sitting over here with like a stamp block on it for a while. But Stampin' Seal works really well to get ribbon to stay put. Okay. Do we want a bow on there too? I did bring some little jewels. So we can add some jewels if we want, or we can put a bow on there. What do we think? I'm gonna go for jewels or a bow this time. Good either way. I'm gonna flip this over this way because the Stampin' Seal is still sticky on the back. All right, I saw a comment pop up there. Jewels. All right, let's do jewels. Sounds good to me, man. All right, so I'm gonna put my ink away before I start putting everything in it. And do our card front to our card back. And kitty tail keeps wanting to stick because we did have a little bit of glue on the back of it. So it will probably stick down when I put it in the envelope, and that's okay. All right, let's bling this puppy up. Okay, bling this kitty up. Sorry about that. Red or champagne? Kind of feeling the champagne on that, and that'll help pick up some of the tones from the petal pink. One big one down here. And another little floaty one, maybe about there. All right, no naked envelopes. So what are we gonna stamp on our envelope? Because our kitty's kind of big, although that would be super cute to have the kitty across the edge of the envelope. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, I think that we could get the idea of it, and you still have room to write the address here. The other thing that we could do with it that might be better, because we don't want to obscure this area, because this is where the post office puts their barcode. How about if we flip this over and put the kitty right across the flap? I think I like that. And then on the inside, we'll just do a little bit of the kitty peeking out there. Okay. let's do the inside one first. Okay, I like that. I am going to hit that with our marker. Just to give it a little color and depth right here. Set that aside for a minute and then ink up our kitty again. That looks pretty saturated. So let's see how we do here. I'm going to press this down towards me just a little bit because we've got two different heights of layers here on the back of this envelope. Rocking your stamp is not something that I normally advise because you get a distorted image, but I do want to get just a little extra pressure on the bottom of that. So let's see how it turns out. Awesome. Now, what we could have done, it would have been probably taken a little bit longer because we'd have had to line them up, is to stamp the image flat this way and then this way, lined it up, moved the flap out of the way and re-stamped it. You'd have had a whole kitty here and then the kitty that laid over the top of it. That would have been another option for that too. All right, let's give this one just a little bit of red on the outside so there's continuity is there. Is our first card. Ta-da. Hey, Beth. I knew that was you. Okay, hold on. My stream looks like it just paused, but it should be back in a minute. Okay, is everybody back with me? Let me get the chat window back here again. Looks like I had a little burble in my stream, but rather the way it used to be is if that happened, it cut it off completely and we had to start over. And now when it happens, I have a dedicated stream key, and so it just picks right back up and reconnects it, which I love, but it does dump the whole chat. And I had just caught that Beth got her Facebook connected to Restream, so yay, I can see your name on there now. So you guys start talking to me again because I lost all the previous chat, and I'm pretty sure it was Beth, and I know Sherry was here, and anybody else that was here and you want to be acknowledged, say something to me so that I know that you're here. All right, so we have another kitty that we can work with here, and I'm kind of feeling, I'm gonna put that one aside. So we're not making another of the same card. Let's do something I really want to do with the hangy kitty. This one, I think that one is so adorable. All right. So this is how this one will look, and then we'll do the I love hanging out with you. And then as far as paper goes, decorative paper, what do we want to do here? We could do something off to the side. I could move, oh, that would be cute too. Okay, so if we did something up at the top and then trimmed this, it'd be like reverse fussy cutting. That could be cute. Or we could use something solid behind there. That looks kind of circus tent-ish to me. I don't know, not that one. I love that paper, but not in with that. I think we need something a little quieter in tone. But still Valentine's looking. How about that one? Oh, wait, I know. The cute bicycle paper. If we do the bicycle paper like below the kitty, it looks like he's hanging out over the top of the bicycles going by. Yeah, I think I like that. All right, so if we want to use this much, the kitty here. So I'm going to cut 4 inches bicycles, and then I'm going to trim this so that we've got a full decorative row of the hearts, the little border on each side. Here, kitty over the top, and then cool. I grabbed my postage stamp punch, and I think that would be small enough to put there and not cover up our bicycles, because I don't want them to get obscured. Or we could raise them up too. Okay. I'm still thinking in my head, guys. I'm just not thinking aloud. Yeah, I think we'll center the bicycles. And then let's stamp I love hanging out with you. that one we're going to punch out. And that will go here like so. And her kitty. All right, I'm going to stamp the kitty directly on our card back. And we're going to stamp a couple of these to condition our stamp. This will be its maiden stamping. All right. Yeah, let's stamp one more of those. Still getting a little messy in there. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, kitty, let's get messy. Come down just like about 1/4 of an inch from the top, I think is where I measured that to. Let's get some good coverage of our kitty. Love it. All right, and I'm gonna have to color that heart because it needs some red. Okay, so let's give our, ooh, you know what? We could do like a little bit of blending brush in the background before we put those bicycles on. That'd look kind of cool. Yeah. Let's see what that looks like if we brush some purple pink up through there. What do we think? Might be a little too subtle. Yeah, let's go ahead and go to the sweet sorbet on this one. Alright. We want to start here and we just want to brush up a little bit. Like so. Can you see that? Okay, let me scoot it over. Okay, good. I like that better. All right, so we're just going to a little swish around there, continue down through here so that you can see the border. Same on this side, and then we'll just like feather it out across the bottom. And we could bring in just a little pop of color with this too. Just kind of feather from the outside in. Don't be afraid to play with your blending brushes. They can do so many cool things for you. All right, like that. Good, good, good. Now, I'm using some dimensionals here on my punched sentiment. And we could even put it right there. It wouldn't cover any of the bicycles. Could go here. I haven't completely committed to where it's going yet. But I think here looks the best. I think that's the most aesthetically pleasing. All right, so we're committed there. And what else did I bring? Oh, wait, what's this? That might be kind of cool. We did a little bow and the wire. Let's do that. All right, so this is variegated ribbon. It feels kind of like the seam binding ribbon, but I don't think it's the same. It's really fine, and it's a balmy blue and white, and it's a gradient. This is in the new January to April catalog. And it's super soft and pliable. It ties a good bow. And that, and get these so they're at least close to the same length. I should have measured them before I started cutting the other one. So I'm just going from each corner into the center. Give this really pretty notched look. Then, where we want to put the bow, I'm kind of digging that. And the kitty is, I don't know, it integrates it better, I think. All right, so I'm gonna put some glue on the back of the ribbon. Make sure that I like which side for the front of the bow. Kind of thinking I like that side better. All right, so I'm gonna put some glue on the back side of the bow. Set it down where I want it. And then I'm going to grab the stamp blocks that I don't have anything mounted on. and use it as a weight. There, just scoot that up out of the way here for a minute. We have one more kitty to play with. So, where did you go, little corner cat? This one. So cute. A little acrobat cat. Acrocat? And let's find a paper to go with him. That little game. Oh, this one. That one definitely. There now, he looks like he's in the corner of the wall. All right, so we're gonna fussy cut this too. I'm glad that these are easy to fussy cut. Stamp this one a few times so that we can get it nice and saturated. Beautiful. All right, then I have to color in that heart. All the hearts get to be red. And I'm not going to try to be super precise. I cut up into every little nook and cranny on this. I want it just to give the idea. So I'm gonna just go around here. Not being as tight with this one as I was with the first one. Giving it just a little bit wider border. Okay, now there's a couple different things that we can do here. Once I find the top for my ink. Oh, there it is. We could do a little ledge like we did on the first one, which would be like so. We can use it as the wall and have white underneath it. It would kind of be like he's in the corner. I'm kind of seeing in my head, so we're going to do head over heels about you, having the sentiment up here Oh, I've got the heart punch too. Let's do that. All right, I'm gonna stamp this on with the black. The heart punch, I'm just gonna tell you right up front, the heart punch is retired. I know, sad. But if you guys have expired tools and supplies, please use them. Don't think that you have to buy all new stuff all the time. That's not the kind of demonstrator I am. Yes, I want to sell you stuff that you want to use, but I still have all of this amazing stuff from like years ago, and I love it, and I still use it, and I'm going to continue to use it. So when you see me using something that you can't find in the catalog, get a hold of me and maybe I can help you, because I do have, you know, the few outlets that I can help locate some things that are no longer in the catalogs for you, because some of these tools and supplies are amazing and they still have so much life left in them, and I absolutely love, love, love this heart that we're going to use in a second. Right. And there's actually two pieces to it. There's the ruffled background and then the heart. And I really, really hope now that I'm talking about this that it's not too wide. I don't think it is. We may have to, yeah, we're gonna have to trim this a little bit. That's all right. Where'd the other scissors go? They're there. Oh, perfect. I love it. Okay. So we'll do this one with the solid white heart. And then let's pick another, what's that on the other side? I don't think I want to do red and blue. We could do this though. That would be cute. We'll do this for the ruffle behind the white heart. See how cute that is? Love it. Glue those together and let them dry for a minute, and then we will cut our little red and white gingham. And we're going to cut that to 4 1/4, or sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. All right, so we have a super cute kitty and our heart, and we've done plain ribbon, we've done a bow, done embellishments with the ribbon. Let's do some more embellishments here. That way we can kind of just lead the eye from the kitty to the sentiment. You know what else I have? This is from a paper pumpkin that I was playing with before I went live. We could use this on there too. This is some gray twine, and really you could use any of your twine that you wanted. And if you don't have this particular stamp set or this particular paper, You know, just make it work. The hardest part about new twine is finding the end of it. Let's see this little fuzzy bit right there. There we go. Maybe? Yes. Alright, so I don't know, I don't think we want a bow. I think we just want twine wrapped around. So I'm going to put just a little bit of tape runner on the back to stick our twine to. And then I'm going to do a couple of wraps here. Oh, I've got some adhesive on my ribbon scissors. I guess it's time for new ribbon scissors. Now, oh yeah, I like this, you guys. That's going to be super cute. And then some bling around it. Okay, let's do that. Let's go ahead and put this on our card. We didn't choose a card base. What color do we want to use on this one? We've got the petal pink and white. I guess we could use, yeah, let's do a sorbet for this one. And then we will grab a piece of our basic white cardstock, and we're going to make a writing panel. So we want to cut a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white. Make sure that the card is opening the right way. Yeah, this one. All right, so we're going to put the writing panel on the inside because this cardstock is darker than what I'm comfortable writing on. That I don't want my recipient to have to try to read something on this dark of a background. So in those cases, I put a writing panel on the inside. And do we want, let's stamp a little something something on there before we glue it down too. So, kitty, 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 what's kitty? Clean this one off better than I did when we were done using it, because I'm going to pull out my petal pink ink. I know that one rhymes and it always makes me laugh inside. It's like petal pink ink. And because I just want a ghost of a kitty image on here. Something that's not so dark that it can't be written over if I want to write a lot on the inside of the card. But something that if you don't write over it, still shows and is cute. So I'll stick him in the corner. Ah, love it. All right, let that dry for a minute, and I'll stamp down for that one too. And I'm going to do this envelope on the back. I could do it here, but again, you know, this is going to come out about this far into the envelope. I want to make sure there's plenty of room for the post office to do their barcode thing. I don't want anybody at the post office mad at me. So I'm going to stamp my kitty image on the back. I'll let that one dry with the writing panel. And you know what we did not, we meaning I, did not do an envelope for the last one that we did, the hanging one. Well, we're not really done with it though. We're letting the bow dry. So, what do we want to put on the inside of that one? We could put one of the other kitties in there. The little corner kitty would be cute. And then we could do this across the back of the envelope. And I'm going to open the flap and kind of let him dangle from underneath. Cute. Okay. And I'm not going to do that one with black. Let's do that one with mint macaron. That is the other color of ink that I brought with me. But I'm going to stamp one off and then use the second generation on this. I'm going to do this on my grid pad first to see if I like the way that looks. Okay, so there's one, and that would be a little dark for an envelope, unless it was a small image, but this isn't. I wanted something a little more subtle, like that. Perfect. Okay, that is what we're gonna do. All right, so let's stamp off that first one. And then we want it to be like so. Ah, cute, 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 cute. All right. Let's go back to our second card for just a minute. I love how that looks with the little bow. Okay, now we can open it up and see what we want to do on the inside. We could let him peek down from right here. Yeah, there's several different ways that we could do that, but I'm not feeling 100% on any of that. So I think we'll grab our little corner kitty and do him with the mint and do a second generation with him as well. There's 1, 2. Yeah, definitely the second gen. All right, so now our second card with our hanging kitty and our bow and our brushwork. This one is finished. I got this for the envelope. That's 2. And where'd my red go? No, the one that I put the writing panel. There we go. I tell you guys, my workspace is comfortable. I lose stuff in here. All right, so I'm going to put my writing panel down. Oh, and in a minute, I want to show you guys the add-on for this next month's Paper Pumpkin. If you haven't taken a look at Paper Pumpkin yet, I highly recommend that you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin. It is a monthly crafting kit. It's kind of like a mystery crafting kit. You get little previews so that you can see all the details, and that's what makes it so super fun. And this is the first month that there is an add-on die set, which is so cute. So while that is drying, let's pop over there to the website and take a look at that. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. There we go. Okay, so this is at stampinup.com. You can use my link there with the rochelle.stampinup.net. You're looking for Sunshine and Smiles dies. There's these, this is what the dies look like when they're all cut out. This is what the two little metal dies look like. I know it's hard to tell what they are. This is the frog, and this is flowers. And here's a card that's made with that set. This is like one of the biggest clues and sneak peeks of a Paper Pumpkin that we've gotten. Gosh, I don't want to say ever, because that's kind of a weasel word, but in a really, really long time. And this set is going to be so much fun to work with. So if you've got a cut and emboss machine, definitely pick up those dies. They're only $6. And if you don't have a cut machine yet, let's take a look at that. And awesome. So there's the mini, and here is the full size. The mini will be perfect for using the little dies with, and anything in the catalog that can be used with the mini die has a little icon up in the corner right here. It would be right here on the product listing that would say mini. So that's what's going on there. And let's get back to crafting. All right. We have a lot of kitties stamped on this paper. I am going to clean up here just a little bit, because once we came back and I saw that, I'm like, whoa, that probably sounded really weird. Okay, so we have our card with our writing panel. And now I need to find the rest of what we're working with. So. We have our little cutout kitty. Where'd you go? Huh? There. There we go. There's our bling, there's our envelope, and our kitty cutout. And where is our piece with the twine on it went weird. Sorry guys. We'll find it. I know it's gotta be just like first layer. Unless it fell on the floor. This is so weird. crafting with me is always an adventure, and we get to go on these little side trips and like look for stuff that we just had. It was just right here. And I know that somebody saw me put it aside. So if you did, clue me in right now on what I did with it. So, well, hello, Dawn. It's good to see you. All right, if you were watching when I put the twine and the card front that we were working on, when I set it aside, please tell me where I set it aside to. Because I kind of spazzed and I lost it. Gonna be honest, I mean, you guys watched me lose it, so I can't say, no, I didn't do that, because I did. And I will find it. It's not going to be like that little die. Oh God, do you guys remember that? I was like, when it was way before COVID, and in the other house, and we were doing some die cutting, and I cut stuff out, and one of the dies disappeared. I never did find it again. It's just like poof, gone. It was so bizarre. All right, let me. Well, there's Mishka's brush on the floor, so I know the kitty likes to play with things. But nobody's been up here on the table except for Rosalie. And she's being pretty good right now. It's not her fault. It's me. So what I'm going to do is just start picking stuff up a little bit and trying to make sense of it all. And it'll turn out, because that's what happens. And it is not in my trash bucket. That's good. Stamps, and this is, we cut it out of that piece, so it can't be too far away, really. There, we're back. Okay, I found it. So here we are going to put all of this together. Let's go ahead and attach our card face to the card back. Thanks for hanging out with me while I found all of our parts. All right, and these two I'm going to put on there with some dimensionals because I want to give them just a little pop. kitty. Now, let's put some of our little red blingy jewels. Let's put that one up here. All right, so here we go. We've got our kitty head over heels about you on the inside, and the envelope, that one is our corner kitty. All right, so there's the third of our Love Cats cards. And I think we're going to call it a day. Much for hanging out with me. And I will see you next time. Next time we're going to play with On the Farm. And so if you go shop and get like your stuff for the Love Cats and want to add your Sale-a-Bration set, there is some that goes with the On the Farm bundle. So there's a stamp set and dies that go with this one. We're gonna be playing with so much cute farm stuff, and maybe do some Valentine's with it, maybe do some spring. I don't know. But we're gonna have fun playing with the Day at the Farm paper and the farm. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again.